Kicking things off with our first guest, you have seen him perform on shows like The Late Late Show, and he is the host of the Downside podcast. We welcome to Afternoon Live actor and comedian Gianmarco Soresi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
In person.
Yes.
You've been here in Zoom before.
Yeah, I don't remember all the Zooms.
That's okay. It was a time in your life.
I phoned it in completely.
Well, we're happy that you came back to Portland because you were here for the first time last year.
I was. It was brief.
Yes.
But now I'm here longer.
Yes.
Long enough to try, you know, some stuff. Some things.
In beautiful weather. You're
in beautiful weather.
Great shows at Helium. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So how much are you on the road right now? Because you seem super busy with the podcast and everything going on.
I'm on the road so much that I want you to know I thought this was a radio interview. Or I would have put on pants.
You look gorgeous.
I would have put on shoes. But
show off those legs. Come on.
Yeah, I might as well. But yeah, that's how much I landed. I just landed.
You just got here.
Yeah, so I don't know anything really about your land or your people, or your customs or your ways.
We're here to welcome you.
Thank you.
We're happy that you're here.
Yeah.
So tell me about how your life has changed since the TikTok of it all, because I see you in my phone all the time, and people must tell you that all the time.
Yeah, people love to go. They go, "Oh, you're bigger than when you're on my phone." I go, "Yeah, that's how it works." Enough. Ask yourself, has someone else said this to him before? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
people must say that to you. They go, "Oh, on my TV, you're here, and this, and whoa."
But is it different for you just having that different form of exposure? Because a lot of people are finding comedians through this new medium, and I think it's great for you, but it also kind of has different pressures that come with it.
Sure. It's very nice having a TikTok fan base. I wish it can be frustrating having a fan base that's not old enough to be allowed into comedy clubs.
Oh.
You know, I'm going to be so famous
That's
in
a
like
problem.
16 years.
Yeah.
But for now, I have to figure out a way to like tour daycares around the country and force like a 2 Capri Sun pack minimum.
They can't get in.
No, they can't.
Oh,
I
no.
get so many messages that are like, "Hey, I'm 17. Can I come in the club?" And I'm like, I don't message her back. I'm not doing any messaging.
No.
I'm not doing any messaging with 17-year-olds.
No response. No.
No response.
Okay, good for you. That's on the record. You're not responding.
The bar for comedians is so low.
Okay, let's talk about the podcast. How
Please.
much fun do you have doing that? Because you get to book great people, some of your friends in comedy, I imagine some people that you look up to that you get to have kind of crazy convos with sometimes.
Yeah, I wanted to, you know how hard it is to show up every day, and you have to pretend you're happy every day for this. You can't come on here and really, you know, show how you're feeling.
Right.
But my podcast is The Downside. It's a way I wanted to set up a place where I could come. I could be whatever mood I'm in. They could come. We could just complain.
Totally.
And I get to people that I admire, comedians, other people, and just talk about failures, talk about frustrations. And that's nice.
There's joy in that, though.
There's a lot of joy.
It seems like a cynical point of view, but when you share the experience together and you laugh about it, it becomes a different experience.
Yeah, and that's the real.
Yeah.
You know, it's like before we started rolling, where you were just complaining, and you were, I mean, it was no smiles at all.
So negative.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, you're doing great.
So how long have you been doing stand-up now? Because it's been a couple minutes for you. You've been working at this.
Yeah, that made me feel old the way that you said it. It's been a couple minutes.
It's been a couple.
It's been a couple. Yeah, I mean, I'm a failed actor.
Oh.
So I started. That's what I was doing. I've been an actor longer than I've been a comedian.
You have a lot of acting credits.
I know. I've shared the stage with some people who have gone on to become huge real estate agents. And
stop! Look at you. Is this Little Shop? Is this you in Little Shop?
Now, did you know it in advance, or you just knew it just from that image?
How is that not Little Shop? Look
No,
at
it is. You're a theater kid?
I was an aspiring theater kid.
Oh,
I know
sure.
you're a big time theater kid.
Oh, was you a theater adult now? Yeah, that's my high school production of Little Shop of Horrors.
That's amazing.
Oh,
look at you.
That's the most fun. I think that's probably the happiest I've been, because that's before you know your shortcomings.
Totally.
You know, at that school, I was the best. But outside those walls,
big fish.
Big fish, big fish, little cup of water.
But look at you now.
Yeah, look at me now.
But tell me about. I wanted to ask you a very specific credit that I saw.
Okay.
That you got to participate in an episode of What Would You Do?
Thank you for asking me.
Please tell me about that experience. I love that show so much.
You do.
John Quinones.
Normally it's more popular in hospice, but
Obsessed.
I'm glad.
Obsessed.
So what would you do? People know. I guess it's like
People know. It's been on the air for like 20 years now.
It's
yeah.
forever. Hidden camera show and everything's like a moral conundrum.
Yes.
And the episode that I did was I was playing a waiter with obsessive compulsive disorder. And to be upfront, I don't have OCD, but this was 4 years ago when it was fine to do that.
A different time. It was a different time.
Way different time. And so, you know, to prepare for that role, I actually became a waiter for 12 years. And then I would you know, serve people, but John Quinones, he could talk to me through a little thing in my ear. And so, you know, he'd be like, you know, repeat the order 12 times. Or they put down dirty silverware. Quickly, go over, clean it off. And the first woman I served, she started getting emotional, visibly emotional.
Oh no!
And John was like, "Go to her," and I was like, "Yes, master." And I go over to her and I say, "What seems to be the matter?" And she wasn't mad at me. It just turned out that she also had obsessive compulsive disorder.
And in that moment, you felt.
Well, in that moment, before I could even feel, John Quinones comes out and goes, "Excuse me, miss. He's been faking it the whole." And I was so scared he was going to turn to the camera and be like, "Today we're asking, what would you do to get on television? For this failed musical theater actor, it's Trick the mentally ill."
It was you. The show was about you.
The show was about me.
Oh my God. Wow, I'm so glad I asked you that question. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to ask about roasting your parents because you talk a lot about them. There's great material. How do they respond when they hear some of your...
It's so funny. I'm having dinner with my mom in 2 hours.
Okay.
And I listen, sometimes I miss the mark. Sometimes they're cool.
Yeah.
My dad, I could say whatever. It's like, because he's not watching, he's detached from reality.
Okay.
And that lets me say just atrocious things. My mom, we're close. We're closer now.
She has some feedback.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I feel a sense of, well, it's my childhood. I get to talk about my childhood. And then once in a while, I'm reminded that she was also a human being who participated.
There's that.
And every once in a while, we have a discussion. but overall, I'm very lucky that
there are some epic stories, though. I mean, I go onto your Twitter, and the cover photo is a message that you received from a woman.
Yes.
Please tell the story.
So I got a message from a woman who said, I found your dad found me on a dating app, and I did some research and I found you. Needless to say, I did not date your father, but I found one of my favorite comedians of all time. And I honestly think it's the first time my father has ever supported my comedy career.
Perfect.
So I tell him, get back on the apps. We need to get more butts and seats.
Oh my
Please.
gosh. It's amazing. Look at you. Look at you, young gun there.
Oh my gosh.
We've got it all. We've got all the goods here.
That's my dad. Now he's a good-looking guy.
Okay.
I know he's better looking than me because once he picked me up from school, in middle school, and a rumor started that I must be adopted.
Oh,
and it really hurt because my dad started it.
Stop.
Oh.
Just walk right into it every time. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, thank you.
This was a delight. You're going to be at Helium all weekend. Others can enjoy the same experience.
Show tonight, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. Early shows are almost sold out. Lates are going fast, so come check it out.
Thanks again. It was great to chat with you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will have more information about all those tickets where you can see Gianmarco performing at Helium all weekend on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.